Hello, that's right, it's Great and Glorious, Soon to Be Famous One Day, Nick Dutch back on the camera again today. Hi there, how the heck's it going? Now today we've got another delightful tarot reading to do, and this is for a YouTube user inquirer called ShadowDrake1. And ShadowDrake1 has asked me a few interesting questions in his private message to me about tarot, about how I do readings, about where the impressions come from, and what type of spreads one should learn from, and all the rest of that. All very interesting stuff, so I've replied and I've tried to answer to the best of my ability, bearing in mind the fact I am pressed for time, okay? But I thought I'd press on with this reading, because it's rather an interesting inquiry. ShadowDrake1 has got a very good friend, and they've been close friends for a long period of time, but now there's a possibility that one of them may have to move out of the area for work, and as a result of that, there may be some problems with the friendship. And ShadowDrake1 is curious to know whether the friendship will actually carry on. And that's sometimes a very serious thing to happen to someone when there is a major change of transition occurring as a result of some basic down-to-earth necessities. But all I can do is tell you what the reading says today, and hopefully we can bring you some clarity. Okay, today I'm not going to show you the cards, not on the table. I'm just going to flash them up to the camera and tell you basically the kind of meanings that I'm seeing. As is traditional, I've been shuffling like crazy whilst I've been talking, and I find that that's a good way of keeping my mind on the subject, so to speak. Got a few signs for you there, a few signs for your friend there. This is based very loosely upon the relationship style method that I tend to use, which is an 8-card spread, 2 cards for yourself, 2 cards for the other individual, 1 for the forces between you. And then a short glimpse or glance into the future. That which I saw for the forces between you is the Two of Swords, talking about peace. This is definitely a friendship, which is going to last for a long period of time. There's understanding, there's perspective, there's a sense of tranquility, but I also feel that there is a sense of there being some kind of dynamic conflict. When you're friends with someone for a long period of time, you can often go through growth at different rates, and in different ways, and in different subjects and areas of life, and areas of the way in which you perceive the world. Sometimes that itself can cause a bit of a need for division or separation. So if this time comes, I actually think it'll be a good thing, and a good thing for your friendship, because you need to grow together as much as you need to grow apart. And when I say grow apart, I don't mean separate. I mean in terms of growing up here, so that you can stay together as friends forever. In that respect, it's intriguing. And this friend that you're talking about, there's lots of concerns that your friend's got. Plenty of dark energy. Not brilliant, white, happy, shiny, bright, friendly energy, but dark energy. There's something that your friend has been going through that they haven't been communicating with you at all. It feels to me as if this is a time when reflection and change has to happen from the inside, both with yourself and with your friend, because otherwise you could end up moving apart as friends. I don't think that either you or your friend wants to. I feel that there is a need to stay together. You are going to support each other an awful lot in the future. If we have a glimpse of the future part of the reading, hopefully the light glare won't block out everything too much there. Yes, you have a sense of stress in your short-term future. We've also got a sign relating to stability, and also a sense of something which, if it was a relationship connection, would be interpreted as being a romantic connection, which I'm interpreting as a connection based upon creativity or introspection and analysis, a sense of looking back into the past so you can then grow to the future. It's a very powerful sense of of supporting each other on very deep, dark levels, okay, very deep inner levels. There's some things that you're going to be doing together in the future. Maybe you'll be running a business together or working on some kind of entertainment project, but that's a long, long way away. Don't worry about that for the here and now. Your friendship will be maintained, but there's so many complex dynamics here which have to change first in order for the future to occur. Now, on your side of the reading, you can see that this individual is going to be good for you. We got the signs there, the coin signs there. That's the 9 of coins, talking about gain and progress. This is a person who gives you strength, who stops you from feeling alone, stops you from feeling isolated. But also, this is something that you need to be worried about or concerned about to a certain degree. Do you feel the need to control the friendship sometimes? Not always, but this fear that you've got of this whole friendship leaving, is that making you want to say or do something which is slightly inappropriate to the friendship itself? The signs we've seen of learning on your friend's side of things and the need for it, I feel that's also reflected on your side of things as well. And therefore there's a sense of a desire to do the growth that's required. Despite the way it might seem to yourself right now, this individual is not your bread and butter. He is not your oxygen. You can live without him. And the future progress is always going to be there. Always. But there's a time for contemplation apart. This is actually quite a beautiful reading, because it's not talking about destruction. It's talking about creation. It's talking about the individual learning more about themselves and their own environment. And at this present time of life that you both seem to be at, it's almost about rebirth. You know all the forces which have brought you up to this present point in time of your internal development, your psychological and spiritual development, so to speak. Okay, I'm using the word spiritual development to mean, your emotional development. But there's more levels to go. You both need to do it. You have slightly different ways of doing things based upon your background, your upbringing, your education, your perceptions, your goals in life. Some of this growing you're going to do together, some of it you're going to do apart, and then you can do it together again. And that's probably why we've got those moon signs later on down the line, this sense of reunity, so to speak. Your friendship will carry on, but it will change in nature out of a necessary desire and a requirement to make sure that you're both developing in a healthy way. Don't be afraid about this time of your life. I would say be very pleased and realize that this is an important time of growth for both of you.